It's 4:20 p.m. and here we are at the Howling Moon Studios for another Saturday stream. Hope you're all doing very well. It feels like we've entered a new era. Yesterday, Full Moon Alice played its first concert for a live audience in 18 months and 5 days. And it was amazing. The environment, the venue was the same one that we played at our last show, which is Terrapin Crossroads in San Rafael, California, which is, if you've never been there, if you're not from the Bay Area, Terrapin is a venue created by Phil Lesh and his family. And it's pretty amazing. It's a restaurant with both a bar that has music every day and often all day, and the Great Room, which is I guess a 450 person or 440 person venue where they do most of the shows. And then, when the weather's good and they feel like it and they have an act that can fill it, they do shows outside. And in this post-quarantine but transitional COVID period, they're doing the shows outside, which makes a ton of sense. And, it's less than full capacity because the capacity outside must be, better part of 1,000 people, but they're running it with, I think, a capacity of 500. And, we only announced it a couple weeks ago, but we had just the most wonderful audience. And it was like, I didn't know every person by name, but it sure felt like I did. And it was like, it's just a gigantic family reunion. And it felt so good to play a show again. We're hoping that our next show will be in Los Angeles, I think, 1st of August, and then knock wood, we'll have a couple things in early August in the Bay Area, but one of which I can't say yet, but we'll have one up north at the in Laytonville, which is a Days Between festival with Dark Star Orchestra. And so that's, at the home of the Hog Farm, and which is Wavy Gravy and all those wonderful people. And so that's a beautiful place to play, and we haven't gotten to play there for a bunch of years. So very excited about that. And then we will have the Petaluma Music Festival a little bit later in the month. And then things are going to get really active over Labor Day weekend. We'll have, at a minimum, a Terrapin Crossroads show, which I believe is with Stu Allen on the 4th. And there are a couple other things that we're working on for Labor Day, which we'll be able to announce very shortly. So anyway, it felt so good to do that. But what's cool is we're still doing a little bit of this too, right? So we're trying to manage this transition in a way that feels comfortable for everybody. And, eventually we're going to wind up, I think, just mostly doing live stuff. But that, that's cool. That's kind of the purpose, right? And believe it or not, it's just such a cool thing to be, for a live band to be able to actually play live is a good thing. But here we are today, and I want to thank you for, joining us for this Saturday stream. Turned and walked away. I come around again. Looks as though tomorrow I'll do pretty much the same. I must turn down your offer, like to ask a break. Ready to give everything, anything I take. Someone called my name, I turned around to see Was midnight in the mission, and the bells were not for me. Come again. Walking along in the mission, in the rain, come again. Walking along in the mission, in the rain. 10 years ago, I walked this street, my dreams were riding tall. Tonight I would be thankful, Lord, for any dream at all. Some folks would be happy just to have one dream come true, but anything you gather is just more that you can lose. Come again. Walking along in the mission, in the rain, come again. Walking along in the mission, in the rain. All the things I planned to do, I only did halfway. Tomorrow will be Sunday, born a rainy Saturday. There's some satisfaction in the San Francisco rain. No matter what comes down, the mission always looks the same. Come again. Walking along in the mission, in the rain, come again. Walking along in the mission, in the rain, come again. Walking along in the mission, in the rain. I want to send that out to Ann. That's a song that we, enjoyed very much hearing it live with the Jerry Band back in the day. This next song is an old favorite of mine by Alison Krauss, and I've played it on this broadcast maybe a couple of times, and I don't know why I never learned it sooner, but it's a really great song called Steel Rails. Steel rails, chasing sunshine round the bend, winding through the trees like a ribbon in the wind. I don't mind not knowing what lies down the track, 'cause I'm looking out ahead, keep my mind from turning back. It's not the first time I found myself alone at dawn. If really had you once, then I'd have you when I'm gone. Whistle blowing, blowing lonesome in my mind, calling me along that never-ending metal line. Steel rails, tasting sunshine round the bend, winding through the trees like a ribbon in the wind. I don't mind not knowing what lies down the track, 'cause I'm looking out ahead, keep my mind from turning back. Sun is shining through the open boxcar door, calling me away to the things I've known before. I've lost count of the hours, days, and times. The rhythm of the rails keeps the motion in my mind. Steel rails, chasing sunshine round the bend, winding through the trees like a ribbon in the wind. I don't mind not knowing what lies down the track, 'cause I'm looking out ahead, keep my mind from turning back. 'Cause I'm looking out ahead to keep my mind from turning back. Tentacles of darkness squeeze out the light. Shadows cannot hold their picket line. Every nook and cranny, jagged shards of glass, ready to waste with undue haste and undefended mind. But what can you do? But what can you do? Sparks, waves, and lightning jump across the sky, distorting all the objects in your view. From every nook and cranny, kaleidoscope and swirl, nothing you see can possibly be such a funky shade of blue. But what can you do? But what can you do? There's a light at the end of the tunnel. You say something good is bound to come along. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, but to me it looks like an oncoming train. Yes, it looks like an oncoming train. Pressure, pressure, building by degrees, crushing peace of mind like the dust beneath your feet. From every nook and cranny, daggers set to fall, ready to shred and leave for dead the hope of true relief. But what can you do? But what can you do? There's a light at the end of the tunnel. You say something good is bound to come along. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, but to me it looks like an oncoming train. Yes, it looks like an oncoming train. Yes, it looks like an oncoming train. Yes, it looks like an oncoming train. I don't know about you, but it definitely feels like, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel that we're going through right now is not clear what it is, right? I mean, it's a wonderful thing to be able to resume some semblance of a normal life. I mean, that is uncontestably a great, great thing. But it's insane how many people in this country feel like, you know, getting a vaccine, which is obviously something that is, you know, in the national interest, in their personal interest, in their family's interest, that somehow that's become politicized to the point where, you know, we're nowhere near the level of vaccines in the country that, you know, you'd want to have in an ideal situation. And so, you know, there are going to be variants up the yin-yang for a long time. And so a thing that, you know, our goal should be to eradicate it, right? And in order to do that, you'd obviously have to be making vaccines hand over fist and giving them away in Africa and South America and Asia, and getting this whole thing out of commission. But we're not doing that. So that's kind of scary. And then obviously there's the whole democracy thing. And of course in California, and Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Arizona, probably Idaho, Colorado, maybe Wyoming, maybe Montana. It's wildfire season, so that's going to be, you know, we may wind up being indoors all summer because, one, it's unbelievably hot out, right? I mean, it's yesterday's gig. The only downside of that thing is Mookie Siegel, who was playing keys, and I were both in the sun the entire time, and we were just getting charbroiled. But, you know, it was worth it to be able to play again. And, you know, but the notion that, you know, we can now go out, it's just you can't go, like, outdoors because either it'll be on fire, full of smoke, or just too hot to go around. I have fresh strings on this. I don't know why it's so hard to tune. Probably because I'm a perfectionist. I want to send this one out to Ann. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll write home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. I'll pretend that I'm kissing the lips I am missing, and hope that my dreams will come true. And then while I'm away, I'll write home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving darling, I'll be true. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving, all my loving, ooh, all my loving I will send to you. Love that song. I love this next song too. Yesterday, literally while we were finishing sound check, we each of us individually got a phone call from Toast, who's the manager of David Nelson Band and the New Rise of Purpose Age, to let us know that David Nelson's lovely, wonderful bride, Mariska, had passed away. And that was a heavy thing to have to play the show with. We decided not to make a big deal of it until the show was done, because, I mean, she had been perilously ill for a long time, but, you know, she was also the kind of person you thought was going to live forever. And just on behalf of all of Full Moon Alice, all of the Doobie Decibel System, we want to extend our condolences to David and all of Mariska's family, and just say how much we love you, how much we loved her, and how she will always be in our hearts and in our thoughts. Now, this song, however, is kind of an homage of the fun kind. Later on, I'll play one that's serious, but this one's just fun. Every year long, about this time it all goes dry. Nothing left for love or money that'll get you high. Henry got pissed off and said he'd run to Mexico, see if he could come back hauling 20 keys of gold. Now the road to Acapulco is very hard indeed. It isn't any better if you haven't any weed. Henry's driving hard and straight on Twisty Mountain Road. 50 people waiting back in hope of Henry's load. Now he's rolling down the mountain, going fast, fast, fast. If he blows it, this one gonna be his last. Run to Acapulco, turn the golden keys. Henry, put your brakes on for this corner if you please. Henry got to Mexico and turned his truck around, talking to the man who's got it growing from the ground. Henry tasted, he got wasted, couldn't even see. How he's gonna drive like that is not too clear to me. Now he's rolling down the mountain, going fast, fast, fast. If he blows it, this one gonna be his last. Run to Acapulco, turn the golden keys. Henry, put your brakes on for this corner if you please. Sunday afternoon, Tijuana is a lovely town. Bullfight brings those tourists and that money flowing down. Border guards are much too busy there at 5 o'clock. Henry's trucking right on through, he hardly even stopped. Now he's rolling down the mountain, going fast, fast, fast. If he blows it, this one gonna be his last. Run to Acapulco, turn the golden keys. Henry, put your brakes on for this corner if you please. Now he's rolling down the mountain, going fast, fast, fast. If he blows it, this one gonna be his last. Run to Acapulco, turn the golden keys. Henry, put your brakes on for this corner if you please. When I awoke on Friday morning, couldn't get the airplanes from my head. I held my baby a little closer, spent the day in bed. I laid there thinking about tomorrows, all the goods I need and all I have. Something's bound to make or break me back in Amsterdam. Well, you bathe me in a chest of Spanish gold, tear away the promise from the miner's only soul, spin the wheel of fortune, holding everything I have, all or nothing back in Amsterdam. Back in Amsterdam. We're on the bus forever after, past the hat around the blonde cafes, every terrace ringing with the laughter, the organ grinder plays. Played a Vandel Park on every Sunday, singing off to sleep my whole new plan. All around the rivers overflowing back in Amsterdam. Well, your forces full of fortune in mind, look around the corner, changing passion to demand. Spin the wheel of fortune, risking everything I have. Run the river back in Amsterdam. Back in Amsterdam. Life around the corner, sometimes life just disappears, like romance in the married years. Fear the bread and roses settled life would offer me, take me where I long to be, back in Amsterdam. In Amsterdam. Back in Amsterdam. So later today, there is an online festival called First In, First Out. Our good friend Chris McCutcheon is the producer of it, and the wonderful folks, I think, at fans.com, which is to say Peter Shapiro, and which is Relics, and the Brooklyn Bowl, and the amazing theater in Portchester. So all those guys are putting this thing on. We have I think a couple of songs in there, and it starts at 5 o'clock. So if you want to check out in 11 minutes and watch that, you're certainly welcome to. And it'll be both on our website and on fans.com. And but I'm going to play a slightly shorter than normal set. So if you want to check out the rest of the set, you can do so. I'll probably get about 20 minutes more. And but it'll be really cool. There's a lot of great people on it. Bob Weir and I think Questlove and a bunch of others. So check that out. It's fans.com and on moonalice.com. This is a song of Anne's that I really love. Meet me up in Greenport, play some pool with me. I'll get some quarters and we'll see what we can see. I'll order beer for you and a gin and tonic for me. Meet me up in Greenport and come play some pool with me. My quarter's playing and I'm hearing James Brown. I hope the next song may be Velvet Underground. I got a beer for you and a gin and tonic for me. Meet me up in Greenport and come play some pool with me. The theater district is a long way from this town. There's Shakespeare in the park, so let's bring the curtain down. I'll bring a beer for you and a gin and tonic for me. Meet me up in Greenport and come play some pool with me. Bring a beer for you and a gin and tonic for me. Meet me up in Greenport and come play some pool with me. So I want to send this next song out to Mitch McConnell. She wrote me a message, paper that was torn. It said, Foxtrot uniform, Charlie Kilo, Yankee Oscar uniform. I focused on that message, trembling in my hand. It took me a minute, it took another minute, it took a lot of minutes for me to understand. It means that she don't love me, she don't love me anymore. It means she wants to break my heart and nail it to the door. But the only thing that hurts me, that breaks my heart in two, I'm pretty sure the man she loves looks a lot like you. I sent her back a question, got a message in return. It said, Foxtrot uniform, Charlie Kilo, Yankee Oscar uniform. I looked again in silence, the message in my hand. Took me a minute, it took another minute, it took a lot of minutes for me to understand. It means that she don't love me, she don't love me anymore. It means she wants to break my heart and nail it to the floor. But the only thing that hurts me, that breaks my heart in two, I'm pretty sure the man she loves looks a lot like you. I can't believe she loves you after all that we've been through. Oh, whiskey tango foxtrot, whiskey tango foxtrot, whiskey tango foxtrot. IOU. I'm writing you a message not so warm. It says, Foxtrot uniform, Charlie Kilo, Yankee Oscar uniform. I hope that it confuses you, messes up your plan. Takes you a minute, a whole lot of minutes, a lifetime of minutes for you to understand. A lifetime, you hear me? Today is World Capybara Appreciation Day. If you don't know what a capybara is, it's a giant rodent. They weigh like up to 140 pounds. And they're, as far as I can tell, really docile. But if I had a capybara right now, well, if I had 100 capybaras, I would just dump them all in Mitch McConnell's lap. Because it seems to me that man needs to be woken up and given a sense that it's not just about him. That all of us have a right to self-determination and an opportunity to make ourselves better. And if he doesn't like it, he should just go back to whatever coal mine he came from. If you agree, raise your hand. Have you seen the old man outside the closed down market, kicking up the paper with his worn-out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride, and held loosely by his side yesterday's paper, telling yesterday's news. So how can you tell me that you're lonely? Say for you that the sun don't shine. Let me take you by the hand, lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind. Have you seen the old girl who walks through the streets of London, dirt in her hair, her clothes all in rags? She's no time for talking, she just keeps right on walking, carrying her home into carrier bag. So how can you tell me that you're lonely, and say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand, lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that can make you change your mind. In the all-night cafe at 11:15, same old man is sitting on his own, looking at the world over the rim of his teacup. Each tea lasts an hour, then he wanders home alone. So how can you tell me you're lonely, don't say for you that the sun don't shine. Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind. Have you seen the old man outside the Seamen's Mission? Memory fading with the metal ribbons that he wears. In our winter city, the rain cries a little pity for one more forgotten hero in a world that doesn't care. So how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind. Saw it come from 1,000 miles with every hour it grew. An epic storm marking time that crawled before it flew. We shadow men, just you and me, telling the stories naturally, making light of danger we both could see. Signs turned into warnings, I made my getaway. You stayed behind, faking brave as blue skies turned to gray. Well, then the sky came crashing down, the oceans rose from underground. I was feeling safe but all alone on the last chopper out of Saigon. I was among the lucky ones who made it out that day. I hitched a ride on Noah's Ark, I never thought to stay. As the city disappeared below, creeping dread began to grow for friends I left behind in my rush to go. When the signs turned into warnings, I made my getaway. You stayed behind, faking brave as blue skies turned to gray. Then the sky came crashing down, the oceans rose from underground. I was feeling safe, but all alone on the last chopper out of Saigon. Will I get another chance to prove myself to you, to prove myself to you? Storm ripped through your city, homes and lives destroyed. Neighborhoods were blown away as if by an asteroid. I waited for some word from you, I held my breath till I turned blue. When the good news came my side, I finally knew. When signs turn into warnings, next time I will not run. We'll stay or go together, we'll face our fate as one. And when the sky comes crashing down, the oceans rise from underground, we'll all be on or no one's going on the last chopper out of Saigon. We They'll all be on, or no one's going on the last chopper out of Saigon. The last chopper out of Saigon. Cadillacs. He said he owned 15 Cadillacs. Guess I believe him. Why not? 15 Cadillacs. No one needs 15 Cadillacs. And guess he's fine with what he's got. 'Cause all I ever got in a car was a safe ride alone. No thrills for me along the way. 'Cause all I ever got in a car was a kiss, good night, so take me home. 7 BMWs, he said he owned 7 BMWs. Guess I believe him. Why not? 7 BMWs. No one needs 7 BMWs unless he parked them where he forgot. 'Cause all I ever got in a car was a safe ride alone. No thrills for me along the way. 'Cause all I ever got in a car was a kiss, good night, so take me home. How many wheels does it take to roll along in the dotted lines? One steering wheel should be enough. How many other guys have heard your tired pickup rhymes? You're running on empty, and lies won't fill you up. One blue car, I only own one blue car. It takes me everywhere I need. One blue car with the key to my soul, built for comfort and not for speed. 'Cause all I ever got in a car was a safe ride alone. No thrills for me along the way. 'Cause all I ever got in a car was a kiss, good night, so take me home. Take me home. Don't take me home. Take me home. Okay, now I want to sing a song for Mariska. And I mean, I didn't know her super well. I mean, I know David really well. I've met her many times over a long period of time, and she was always so generous and gentle to me and so sweet. And she and David were, you know, one of those couples that, they, you know, they write songs about and they write poetry about. You know, they were two people, but they were also a thing when they were together. And I wrote this song for somebody else that I was super fond of, and I think it applies here too. The sun came up this morning, caught me by surprise. Another question I answered hungry baby cries. The city lights still shimmer as traffic weaves its way. Life goes on but not the same, different today. In my mind you'll always be a young man finding gold. In every situation your warmth would melt the cold. I tried to share my greatest gift, put your mind at ease. Worry that I may have missed the forest and the trees. Let your burdens disappear, let the door swing closed. No more struggle, no more fear at your angle of repose. The sun came up this morning, stillness in the air. A desperate question answered, a hungry truth laid bare. Your lighthouse fire guides me here from far away. Your melodies inspire me when emotions fray. Let your burdens disappear, let the door swing closed. No more struggle, no more fear at your angle of repose. If the sun comes up tomorrow, will I be there all day? Another puzzle fragment, another game to play. My wattage isn't epic, so hear me when I say I hope in time to shine as bright as you shine today. Let your burdens disappear, let the door swing closed. No more struggle, no more fear at your angle of repose. Let your burdens disappear, let the door swing closed. No more struggle, no more fear at your angle of repose. At your angle of repose. Fare thee well, Mariska. Fare thee well. Okay, I'm going to close it up with an up-tempo song that brings a smile to my face, and I hope it brings one to yours. When I was young, well, I was also poor. My luck was bad, and I could never score. Every day was strange, but then my fortunes changed. Fell in love like never before. Fell in love when you first walked through that door.
And every day I love you more and more. More and more and more. More and more and more. Every day I love you more and more. When I look at you, I can't believe you're real. In every way, you are my ideal. Living in a dream, weed and wine and ice cream. You have to know how great you make me feel. Can't but love when you first walk through that door. And every day I love you more and more. More and more and more. More and more and more. Every day I love you more and more. I can't pretend to being cool, you could see through me like glass. My cards are facing up again. You always know what's up again. When I'm out of line, you're there to kick my ass. I was saying, darling, I fell in love. You first walked through that door. And every day I love you more and more. More and more and more. More and more and more. Every day I love you more and more. More and more and more. More and more and more. Every day I love you more and more.
Thank you all for watching, and thank you to everybody who came out to our show at Terrapin Crossroads yesterday. It meant so much to us. We really appreciate you. I mean, the reality of a rock and roll band is, you know, we can do live streams, but in order for this thing to work and be viable, we've also got to do gigs, and we got to do gigs that pay enough money to cover at least some piece of our bills. So we hope to see you out on the road very soon. It probably won't be this month, but we'll have a bunch of things we hope in August, and then more in September, and then hopefully more in October. So just know how much we love you guys, how much we appreciate it all, and that goes double for me. So please switch over and watch the First In, First Out Festival live stream, which is on now, both on a different window of moonhouse.com and then also on fans.com. So enjoy it. There's 2 streams. There's like a stage and a B stage. I think we're on the B stage, and hopefully we haven't happened yet. Take care. Talk to you soon.